cmpradio.net. It's the station.
Yes. Yeah. I'm. This is the difference between old school and new school is being ready. It's being ready. It's being ready. Are we ready? Are we on the air?
We are on the air, good brother.
We are on the air. Welcome to cmpradio.net, the voice of Chester. I am Rich Blye, your host for the wonderful world of Rich Blye, coming to you live from out of Chester, PA. How is everyone doing today? Here we go on the left. We got some very interesting treats over here to the left. Oh, we got the kid.
See,
we got.
it's cool. No, listen.
We got. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Here we have
wait a minute. No.
some homemade ceviche. No, it's okay.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Here we have a homemade ceviche.
Homemade ceviche.
Yes, made by yours truly, Rich Blye. All right.
Yeah. How does it taste? Don't listen. Do not do the name brand. This is just crackers. It's just crackers. Okay. We don't.
I was going to say
we don't pay homage to nobody.
It is a ceviche holder.
Yeah. It's a ceviche. What is ceviche?
Oh, that look like salsa.
Bro, this ain't no salsa.
Oh, delicious.
Yo, listen. Stop. Put that on the cracker, bro.
Do you have any allergies?
You're gonna put it on the cracker, man. Stop playing. Ceviche, you never had that?
No. What you want to tell me what it is?
It's
pork.
It ain't pork.
It's not pork.
Man, ain't no pork on
It's
my
seafood.
fork.
It is a seafood.
Ain't no pork on my fork. I don't do that. Oh shit.
That tastes like something my grandma used to make.
So yes. So past the ceviche, yes, it is yours truly. You know, Niche Money, aka Scorpio Queen, aka Tanisha Blye.
Here we go.
Yes.
Listen, everybody, we got hot topics. Before we get into it, as usual, I want to thank God for this day and for the life that we have and the very many blessings that we do. And I pray for each and every one of you. Amen. Let's get to the hot topic. I'm not going to waste any time with this because I had an incident yesterday, and this has been part of a growing trend, so to speak. So to speak. I don't want to mislabel it and make it seem like I'm belittling it, okay? Because I'm not, okay? But we've had a trend with this song, and for a lot of parents out there, let's put it very gently. Some of you Hispanic parents, some of you Jewish parents, some of you Italian parents, some of you European parents, it's this song by Young Miami called Scammers. No. Oh, what's the name of it?
It's called Spin That Shit.
Okay, it talks about scamming. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. We ain't playing the song.
We're not going to play the song.
You know, we're gonna get to that. Thank you. We're gonna get to that because this is my problem. This is my problem. That's the problem. It's catchy. I saw that. It's catchy.
It just gets you.
It's
It just
catchy.
gets you moving.
It's catchy.
Then spin that shit.
Wait a minute. Hold on. It invokes a feeling, don't
I said,
it?
why not turn the song around?
Wait,
though we can do that.
wait, no. Hold on. Let's before we start turning stuff
Where
around.
all my
before
brothers at?
Why did
Taking that money?
Why did listen? Why did they
invest that
why,
shit?
Hold on.
Invest that
Why
shit.
did so excuse me? Hold on. So again, okay.
Solutions.
So okay. Hold on,
I'm
see?
not going to complain about shit, but go ahead, do your thing, Rich.
Listen. Okay.
You start with the children with music.
Absolutely.
We know this to be a science. Do we not?
Well, we can go all the way back.
Oh, no, did they not change the megahertz of which they
Okay.
Did they not?
But also,
did they not?
Also, I just saw a video on TikTok. Once again, it's about. Once again, what's the name of the show today? Access, right? Access. And it's also about parents being parents, right? It starts at home. You taught me that. No. We're not going to say, oh God, because you taught me that it's about what I put in front of my children and what I influence them with. Correct.
Answer the question.
Correct,
He
right?
ain't gonna answer the question.
All right, so we're not going to answer that. All right, so cool. All right. Once again, I just saw a video of a preschool, whether how you feel about it or whatever, they took my neck, my back, and had these kids singing my A, B, C's, my A, B's, and C's. Okay? They probably don't know what the original lyrics of this song was. All I know was the preschool instructor taught them the ABCs to this beat. Now, only reason why I wanted to talk about this, because it does seem to be a big argument between my age group and your age group about this song. So, before we go any further, because it may be some people who aren't familiar with the song.
Don't play it.
I'm not playing it. I'm going to read some of the lyrics of the song.
Why?
So they know what we're talking about. They have to get the context of what we're talking about.
They can go Google it.
Rich, real quick, just to put this conversation in a good place.
Mm-hmm.
Name a song during your generation that they had the same things going on with it, but you still dance to it.
Do I go back into the era before my children were born, or do I go into the era? Because see,
things change for a man once he has children, so we understand that. So, because certain music,
you have to understand, I was around when hip hop was born.
right? So, give me the song that the parents had a problem with that you didn't have a problem with.
The whole Schoolie D album.
Schoolie D and PSK?
The whole Schoolie D album. Not one song. Shout out to Schoolie.
Okay.
That's my guy.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be very honest before.
Because that was on my list.
Listen.
No, I'm just saying that was on my list.
That's my listen. No. I know Schoolie personally from Holly Street. Okay, that's my guy. All right, trust me. Schoolie, his whole album.
But you dance to it.
Absolutely.
Do you think that music rotted your brain?
No.
Did it turn you into somebody that you wasn't going to already be?
Sometimes. Hold on. Sometimes.
I get that.
You let
No.
You let it influence you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on. This is where I'm agreeing with you. You not hear me in denial. I said that the music
You said yes.
of Schoolie D did at times have influence on me because of my
Now
age.
we're going to fast forward.
Hold on.
How old were you?
Hold on. That's before my children.
How old were you?
How old was I?
Yes.
When Schoolie's album came out?
Right.
I was like about, what, 18?
All right. Bang. 18. So I'm going to go to when I was 18.
Okay.
Master P. No Limit. I heard that first thing I ever stole was a Body tape out of Blockbuster in Woodland Shopping Center.
Oh, man.
3 months later, 3 months later, I was on a high speed chase with Otis in the car. You feel me? A couple months later, I was in school getting kicked out because I was up there. Bout it. I came home from school to do dumb shit in the corner because we was listening to True and TRU. And so music
has an influence.
Has not only an influence, but it can impact the way you view things. I see things completely different.
And alter the states depending upon.
So we was out front during the barbecue. They played that joint by fucking Snoop Dogg, fuck them other niggas, cause I'm
Yeah.
motherfuckers like, yo, this and Nuck If You Buck will start a fight
Yep.
for no reason. He said, I don't even remember
why.
Yes.
half
So,
of the fight.
Right.
Nuck
If You Buck is a fighting song.
Yes.
And everybody know it.
Yeah.
And everybody know it. That is the black mosh pit.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
That is the black mosh.
If you don't plan on being a part of it,
and you don't plan
move
on being
out
a
the
part of
way.
it, you move out the way.
Move out the way. Clear out the floor.
So if we understand that this is what music does, it moves us, it shakes us, it has us doing things just because we see it. DMX, when DMX first dropped, bro.
Shout
Boy.
out listen. Shout out to DMX.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
God rest in heaven.
R.I.P. R.I.P. to the greatest, right?
Yeah.
When-
One of the greatest.
But when he dropped, bro, like look,
Yo,
I know what I don't remember, and I remember so much, and I don't even want to get the. You feel me? Because it's gonna bring something else out of me.
DMX's CD got constant rotation in my car.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Yeah,
Yes, it did.
DMX,
But see, here's the
DMX
thing.
is part
Here's
of the
thing.
hip hop
Here's
that
the thing.
raised me.
Well, wait a minute. DMX is the hip hop that raised my daughter. Yes, he is. Okay, because I played it.
Right.
Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I played it going to work. I played it coming home from work. I played it going to events that we were doing stuff.
Right.
Okay. Hold on. I didn't play it and started riding to it, even though I agree with the lyrics. Hold on. Even though I love the beats and I agree with the lyrics based upon my own. Hold on. Based upon my own personal environment.
Again, so wait a minute.
Go ahead.
So
All
okay.
right,
So
go
once
ahead.
again, this is why I'm saying when we talk about music, the lyrics, the impact of what it has to our youth, our community in general, is what exactly are we saying is, oh, this is too much? Or is it okay to have some songs that's kind of like a bop, something that, you know, I just want to part to? Because I'm going to tell you right now, like I said, I don't really listen to radio. I have streaming services that I listen to my music. It's the same rotation of music. 9 times out of 10 is majority Chris Brown. Breezy. Maurice, I love you. So I didn't really know too much about the song originally. I kept hearing it, cars driving past, what have you, whatever. 4th of July weekend just passed. And of course, there were barbecues and what have you outside. People were playing music. My neighbors, they played the song. And I was kind of like, oh, you know, I'm vibing. You know, I had some libations and what
that's
have
all
you.
it takes.
You know, and not for once again, I'm not a scammer. I don't know shit about. Excuse me, nothing about. I don't know nothing about robbing somebody, setting somebody up. None of that. I don't know none of that. Right?
Because Lord, can I say this?
But guess what?
You're
Hearing
not
the song
on that
didn't make me
vibrational wavelength.
exactly. So once again, okay. So here's listen to what I'm leading up to.
Mm-hmm.
When is it okay for us, just in general, to just enjoy the music and not put such a everything has to be to this enlightened standard all the time?
It's not an enlightened standard all of the time.
No,
it's not an enlightened standard
that's
all the
what's
time.
been the argument. That's what's been the argument. When are we going to hold our community accountable for what we are pushing to our youth? That's basically been the argument.
Hold on a second.
Why is this the same thing that we're peddling to our youth?
I want to say this.
When they're robbing.
Hold on. Wait a second. Hear me. I'm going to answer that. I've been to several events. I've had the privilege of going to several events. And I want to say this about some of the city, municipality, townships, and boroughs. Some for holiday festivities. For let's go 4th of July, because you know where I'm going with this, okay? Okay? All right.
You said you were going to talk about
this. Yeah. Okay. Do you really think for 4th of July, we're celebrating, okay? Because I don't even want to talk. Because I don't even want to talk about Juneteenth because a couple people done tagged me, and I don't want nobody to talk to me about Juneteenth no more. Because Juneteenth is off my back now. We're gonna get to that. Juneteenth's off me, bro. Off me. The appropriateness of a gathering for certain events has an appropriate type of setting, tone, including the type of music. If you go, remember when I took your daughter Michaela to the Nutcracker? Mm-hmm. Okay? Would you expect to walk into an opera house and they're playing something other than classical music?
Now you already know I've already agreed with you.
Okay, no. Okay, you agree, right? So yeah. You agree. So I want to say this in real time, and I want to bring up Upper Chichester. I'm gonna get to Upper Chichester right now. Okay, I'm gonna start there because y'all all know I'm Delco. Yes, this is the voice of Chester. Yes, this is cmpradio.net, the voice of Chester, the soon to be the voice of Delco. This is the show, The Wonderful World of Rich Blye, featuring Scorpio Queen, Niche Money. But we're going to talk about Upper Chichester, where Richard lives. The junior.
Hi, brother.
Hey, brother. So, last night, since I couldn't enjoy anything, really locally with, Upper Darby, I decided that I would traverse up to Upper Chichester since it's the last fireworks locally and everything like that and everything. And, I see how, pretty much that side of the township is run and everything like that. Now, this is the first year that I've really had a chance to really spread my wings and go out and do different stuff and be a part of stuff, like come up to, Fusion Fridays and stuff like that. I always had some type of excuse and or had to work. All the time. I ain't gonna lie. I've had some excuse not to come out, during my trauma, but I made a very great effort this year to really put myself out there.
I appreciate you.
And no, I love you, bro. And I don't do crowds like that anymore. I used to be a big person with crowds. You know what I mean? I can crowd surf, bro, with so many people that I've known through my life. Gangsters, thugs, killers, murderers, pimps, rapists, whatever you want to put it. I know everybody. I know dope fiends. I know drug dealers. I know everybody.
Yeah, people used to just randomly come up and just start conversations with you for
no reason.
Just no reason.
I mean,
not for no reason, because it's typically something inside of you that they're trying to get out of you.
Yeah,
but once you realize it's a gift,
it was literally it's not like he.
But my kids
went
used to
out.
do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right. Every time we can't never go nowhere without somebody seeing you, saying what's up, and want to talk to you.
My kids the same way, literally. And this happened in Upper Chichester too. I'm up there. I literally know no one. I know no one, but I know I happen to see an officer that I know that stopped me to say, "Yo, my man, Rich Blye," hug me in front of the rest of the cops, and they like, "Damn,
who the fuck is he?"
Yeah, you know what I mean, So I'm up there and I'm peeping game because we have an element that happened this weekend. What did I do on purpose?
You put food out, and then he put not just any food. You put out the ceviche, the homemade ceviche that you know is a weakness to the line. You knew what you were doing. This was planned. Because mind you, he came with a little fucking lunch bag, and I didn't know what was in it.
Right.
And I didn't ask no questions. I said, okay.
I was going to ask him where. I said, you don't have nothing for the desk. Nothing.
Food.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Food
is what he had.
And a napkin for you. Oh. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
So I said to the officer, "Are you watching this?" Now, I've never been, like I said, I've never been out since Black Lives Matter. I haven't been out. I watched the youth of Chichester change from white tees into black lightweight hoodies and put on a mask. And I'm going to say what I saw. Now, I'm in Upper Chichester. Right. Let me tell you what I see.
And when did this happen? 4th of July?
Yesterday.
Okay.
I see black people. Mm-hmm. I see white people. Mm-hmm. I see Hispanic people. Mm-hmm. I see Asian people. Right. I see Indian people. Okay. I see the whole spectrum, gay, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Nobody, no hate, no nothing. Little kids running around. Okay. Little kids running around playing soccer. They got soccer balls out there. America 250 out there. They letting people sign the, paper Declaration of Independence, getting them involved in the activities of, American culturalism, Americanism, okay? Nobody doing nothing, this, that, and the third. The music's playing, cops ain't bothering nobody, they up on the hill, they ain't even down at the lower area, they're up top observing. Right. Okay, so there was no need for anybody to be antagonistic whatsoever. No reason. It's a public celebration. Everybody's waiting for fireworks. Right. There's food trucks. Okay. There's free stuff. Mm-hmm. For pay stuff. Right. There was a whole spray area where they had the fans that they had the mist to keep people cooled off and everything like that. Like together stuff. Right. Like it was really, shout out to Chichester for putting together, a
great event.
A great event. Okay. But let me tell you what I saw.
So you telling me I should have some fans blowing some mist out there?
Yeah, they got those Ryobis. They're electric. Yeah, you hook it up to a water source, and you got a little bucket underneath there to catch the mist and everything like that, so it doesn't spill down. Put it up on the table, put it underneath the tent, and
yeah, I'm good.
Good to go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got it. Yeah. I peeped that. Yeah, I peeped that. Yeah, we ain't got to get the big fans like the NFL no more.
Oh, the big metal dome?
Yeah, we ain't got to do that, bro. The Ryobi, I'm trying to tell you.
I think that's more so for an all day event.
Yeah, that's an all day. Yeah, and it was. It's an all day event. Like I said, they were prepared for the day, the elements, and everybody's mindset was, we are here to have a good time. Right. Okay? Nobody's looking at nobody's color. Nobody's saying anything. Get out of here, N-word, F you, you reeking, da-da-da-da-da. Nobody's doing none of that, okay? I'm sitting there, I'm observing, I'm enjoying myself, and just enjoying the atmosphere, waiting to see.
Rand Cole said, what about the group that called me a racist?
Yeah. So...
yeah, that's what you.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to build it up to. All right. Okay. So I'm getting there, and a whole group of people basically surrounded her because she asked them, can they move over a bit so she could see her child running in the field that was playing. That's all she did. She didn't say, hey, get the fuck out of the way, you N-words, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Next thing you know, here come content creators, and next thing you know, they got a half semicircle around her and everything like this, blah, blah, blah. Her kids running over, and she's sitting there like this, petrified. And I come up, and I say, move around. Now, I didn't say it like that. You know how I said it. Because I'm not going to put that voice on this airwave. Because that voice should never come from out of me. And this is what I'm trying to get folks to understand. Is that if nobody's bothering you and people are coming out to have a good time, and we're watching this in real time happen. In real time. Not no made up, extrapolated, oh, you want to pick on somebody, you want to choose something. No. I'm observing. So now, before it escalates, I go and ask for help. I look and survey the field. I see someone that has upper Chichester symbol on it, says staff on it. I see that there's other workers, blah, blah, blah. So I very calmly walked over, introduced myself, explained what was going on, blah, blah, blah. And from this individual, I'm not going to put him out on blast, and neither do I want this person out on blast because it's not worth it. Again, I'm not putting an emotional value to none of this. Okay. What I'm trying to do is explain that when people are saying that you're picking on people and you're just doing it because of a certain demographic or because of what they're wearing or whatever, I want to tell you that for the first time in my life, from what I've seen on TV, from what I've heard first person, from things that you've been to yourself, daughter, and seen, last night was the first time I saw that happen in real time. Where I watched these kids change from out of white t-shirts and put on black clothing and mask. I watched them do it, bro. And I'm upset about it. I'm not here to be happy about it. I'm not happy about it. I'm damn pissed off about it because our kids are growing up in the wrong way and people are manipulating them with this. This is what you gotta be. This is what you gotta do. This is how you gotta do this. And they let that shit ride all during Black Lives Matter. Because those kids wasn't dressing up like that. They had colors on. They had all different types of colors on. We don't see our kids in no colors now. They all dressed in black like ninjas. And that's why these people talking about them, bro.
Who's talking about them?
Oh, white society. We see it all down the pages. Let's not hold on. White society, Asian society, Hispanic society.
Listen, I get.
Okay, hold on.
Listen. I get who's talking. I do. And I get why they're talking. Because why would a generation of children that have witnessed all the way back to their great-grandfather be humiliated, be pushed down, be kicked down, have dogs unleashed on him, sprayed with water hose. I'm talking to the kids. I talk to the kids, Rich. So you can talk to the adults. You can have a conversation with a bunch of adults.
Bro, which one of these kids? Which one of these kids saw German shepherds sit on their grandparents?
You have to.
Which one of these kids? Which one of these
Rich,
kids?
you have to allow.
Bro, no. Bro, tell me which one of these children. Show me which one of these children saw the atrocities that we saw from the 60s.
They got it in their phones. They looking at
it. Okay, no. I'm saying no. Well, tell me about it. I get it, bro. But see, you know what you do? I'm gonna say this, bro. Y'all know what y'all do? You see it in your phones, but when somebody gives you the on-hand experience of what it is for real and what we had to do,
that is wrong.
Y'all don't listen to us.
All right, how about this?
Y'all listen to this.
How about this?
Y'all listen to this.
How about this?
Y'all listen to this.
Let's not even take it back. Let's not even take it back.
No. Hold on a second, daughter. No, because I want to finish this thought. I want to finish this thought. I want to finish this thought. Okay? You guys have, and I'm not saying you and you,
right,
but society has said, oh, the older generation ain't teach us nothing. Y'all ain't leave us nothing. Y'all don't do this. Y'all don't do that. Y'all don't do this. Y'all don't do that. And guess what? To a certain degree, you're absolutely right. Because, again, let me give you the factors of why they can't give it to you. You lost a whole entire generation of people my age to crack. You lost a whole entire generation of people my age to mass incarceration. You lost a whole entire generation of people to mass murder, Philadelphia being the murder capital of the nation for 4 years straight, and hold on.
You lost a whole generation of black people over there in Vietnam. You lost a whole generation of black people in World War II.
And we keep losing.
And we're going to continue to keep losing because we don't listen to our past and build off of the promise for what we already have, bro. Divided.
Y'all want the new, bigger, better.
So how do you know how to help somebody unless you're listening to them?
Bro,
you have to listen. That's the only way you help somebody. You don't walk up to somebody and just give them $100. You don't know what they're addicted to.
Hey, bro.
So you have to sit them down.
Can I say something?
You have to interview them.
Hold on. Watch this, bro. Watch this, bro. Let me talk about me personally, and I'm going to use that analogy.
Please.
How many people, daughter, have I said over the past 10 years, Bring me your business plan.
Do they know what a business plan is?
If they don't know what it is, I have given them examples.
You have shown. I know who you are.
Okay, right.
So
right,
it's not.
right,
We're not.
Okay,
That's
no,
not.
I
That's
gotta
not.
do this, bro. Because see,
What are you doing it for?
Because you see again. You guys put these scenarios up, and then when I come with a response, you want to shut it down.
No, we're not
shutting
shutting it down.
shutting
Here's
your
the whole
response
thing, and
down.
I've always said this with you, Dad, and this is the whole thing that we've gone back and forth about plenty of times. Is everybody isn't like you.
Nobody
Everybody
is like you.
Everybody isn't going to have that same mindset of
you have.
this is how you get it done. It's been plenty of times, and you know this. I live in Strawberry Mansion, okay? How hard is it for me and people who know me? I'm not a hated community member in where I live at.
Right.
People see me. They know. Oh, she the one that's going to clean up the block. Oh, she the one that's going to come out here and pick the trash up. Oh, she the one. I have chased pedophiles, weirdos, people walking naked down my street away. Just me by myself. Nobody else. Cops not coming out. I'm out there by myself with a bat or a metal golf club. You will not be out here. I live up the street from a playground. I have children. There are children out here. You will not do that around here. I have stood face to face with drug dealers saying that they were going to actively sell, let my son sell for them. And I told them, no, the fuck you won't. Because I will be out here and I will light this whole block up with attention every single day if that's what I need to do. Okay? So, but I also understand that there's not going to be people that are like me. There's not going to be mothers or fathers who are like me. Now he going to take the food because he don't like what I'm saying. But you going to take the food
You gonna bring it over here to me?
You gonna take the food?
He just bringing me a little. I'll
That's
give
fine.
It back to you.
That's fine. It's okay. But when it comes down to it, like I said, you can say yes. Both things can be true. We are not. It always comes down to this, Dad. Both things are true. You do have a demographic of people who are low wave riders, who are comfortable where they are, who see this as this is the end all be all. And there's no getting through to them, no matter how loud you yell, how hard you push, how hard you listen. You can throw them a whole blueprint, a storyboard, felt pieces, puppets, dance team, drumline of what to do to start a business, what to do to save your community, what to do to be active in your community. How many times have I talked about the fact that we've had down trees and stuff? You came and removed the tree, parts of a tree from the road, right? Because everybody else was saying, well, they gonna take forever to come out anyway. They gonna take forever. What did I do? I called you. Active member in my community. That's what it comes down to. Not just, oh, I'm going to keep yelling this and pushing this and y'all going to follow, y'all going to leave because I'm telling you the right thing. Everybody's not thinking that way.
Daughter, I know that everybody's not thinking that way. What I'm saying is this is my frustration, and I want to express my frustration. In all of the years of my experience with doing various things, people have come and asked for my help. Come to me, ask for my help. When you give me a problem, and you've asked for my help before, I say, okay, let me digest what you're giving me. Let me see what I can do.
Right.
And I give you a time frame because I know that it's time sensitive.
Follow through.
And follow through with you. You don't have to call me and say, what's up? Okay? First of all, that's a mindset. Second of all, I'm a businessman. I've always been a businessman. I was a businessman when I was a young man, when I was cutting hedges. I knew the art of negotiation because I had a paper route. Okay? I knew the responsibility of accounting because I had to count my money and turn it into the person, my district manager, who had to come and deliver the papers and stuff like that. So I grew up with this. I grew up with a work ethic. I grew up with this, and I want people to understand this. Our children have been given things that they have no basis for understanding how it's earned. We have a basis for how things are earned, because we come from a parentage from the 50s and the 60s that had to earn. We earned because that's what we learned. We taught earning, ownership, and entrepreneurship to our seeds underneath us.
Nah, I didn't.
No, you don't know. Stop this, entrepreneur. Even though that your business at the time was illicit, you still were entrepreneurial. And no matter what, a hustle is not entrepreneurial. It's a short entrepreneurial stint, but it's still entrepreneurial because you still had to think like a business, bro. Don't you know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying I didn't have all the accounting.
No,
I didn't understand.
You did have the
If I would have had the accounting skills, we wouldn't be in the
multiplication is counting skills. That's all you're doing. And if you know how to balance
saving, understanding how to save.
Yes.
Let me say that. Let me say that because you keep playing with.
That's our problem. Overall, that's our problem. But like I said, what I saw in Upper Chichester has thoroughly convinced my mind that we, in our own community, because I always start with us first, okay? Before I start finger pointing out to everybody else, I go core outwards. Right. Everybody else goes outwards and then come to the center. I start with core. What is our value? Okay? If we don't have a shared value as a people, we cannot get anything. We don't have a shared value. Right. This is why I talk about code of conduct. This is why I say, yeah, you can have that emotional feeling. You can have that way of life and how you feel. You can have that political stance. You could be all of that as an extension of yourself. But if you are coming to be collective as part of the whole to get a problem fixed, you got to leave that outside of the core. Because what you bring to the table is your talent. What you bring to the table is your resource. What you bring to the table is your ability to reach people and transform their minds and spirits so that way they can become part of our core. So then that way we don't have to argue about politics. So that way we don't have to argue about skin color. So that way we don't have to argue about how the volume of this is and how the volume of that is. We don't have a core. When I name these other ethnic groups, and I know that they have splinters, but as a whole, who did I work for in Logan? Who watched you as a baby?
Chinese.
The Chinese. The Chinese mafia. Let me say that right. Uncle Don Kang. The Chinese mafia. Yeah. Okay? They had a core system.
Where did their core system come from, Rich?
It comes from their culture.
How deep down into their culture?
Centuries.
So if a motherfucker don't know what culture they come from and they over here
then
picking...
don't claim it. Then don't claim it.
Ain't nobody trying to claim shit.
You
claiming America. You want people to be...
I'm not claiming America. I'm claiming the Americanism of our black culture here in this land.
Right. So what culture are you starting from?
So that's what I'm saying.
Where's the strength
when we talk about...
hold on. The strength starts with understanding who you are.
We never knew.
Then learn it.
So
how do you learn when you're already impacted by life?
Can I just say this one thing? Can I say this one thing? When you talk about the new age generation, right? Mm-hmm. Like you just said, right? Mm-hmm. With the culture, like you said, none of these kids. Let's say this is the standing point. None of these kids have family that they know of that was picking cotton, sharecroppers, got into the slavery. None of that. They don't have that storyline, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm. The kids that we talking about.
Some. If he's saying that that's not the full story with everyone, right?
Don't have to be in their storyline. It's in their DNA though.
Right. It is. But if we're talking about
trauma's in your DNA.
Like I said, my son is my oldest is 17.
Right.
Right. He knows the story, but he also knows that that's not everybody's story.
Right.
When we talk about culture with them, doing it for the culture or knowing what your culture is and your ancestry and stuff like that, a lot of times the only thing that they have to pull from is you telling me my ancestors were slaves, that my ancestors
were
less than, right? So the attitude then becomes,
I got to be more than. And it doesn't matter who I have to be more than. I'm going to be more than.
period, in general, because you wasn't clearly and I'm not saying this as a fact for myself. I'm just saying it as I've heard these. Like I said, my son is 17. I hear the conversations that kids his age group have and what they're saying. This is how they feel. But then also at the same time, you have to be mindful, and this is why I be saying, I'm not saying don't deliver the message to them.
Please deliver the message.
Absolutely deliver the message.
Please deliver the message.
But you have to be mindful how the message is being delivered, because before you even get to make the point across, they shutting you out.
So some people said that about me, right? I remember I used to be in the high school. I used to tell the kids, all right, there's 5 of y'all, 3 of y'all gonna be locked up. You can't tell the kids that. You can't. Why can't I tell them the truth? Again, we both deliver stories differently. Your dad will deliver it from a different point of view than you will ever deliver it from, and you'll look at him like, Dad, you need to. No, you reiterate what he said. He's not lying. Mm-hmm. No, y'all might not like how he's saying it, but he's real with what he's saying.
And that's what I have to usually do, because once again, this is not something that my dad like he's had plenty of conversations with my son's friends, right? And it'll be times they'll come back, Damir, that was Damir's grandfather. What he was talking. No, listen, you missed what he was saying about. And once again, it's just about levels of, they look at the age. I'm telling you right now, it's not even about, he said da da da. Oh, so you did hear that part of what he said. All right, well, let me explain to you. Did you understand what he was saying when he said that to you?
No, you know what it is.
Hold on, watch this.
I believe this is the one thing that could have saved my life: consistency. Mm-hmm. See, it's not about telling a story one time. Mm-hmm. It's not about telling a story 3 times. Yeah. Just constant, consistent.
Yeah.
Because we get consistently told that we ain't shit. We get consistently told that we could be a scammer. We get consistently told me that a bitch ain't shit. Like all the things that consistently hit us upside the head. Right. Where's the positive?
Bryce, can I tell you something?
Go ahead, bro.
I'm glad you brought that up. My father had a habit of repeating the same consistent information over and over again. Now, sometimes it was in the right place and the right time. And then sometimes it just happened to be whenever it just came out. I want to say this as a son. I really fucking miss those times of my dad repeating things to me that I thought that I knew in my flesh, in my carnal mind, in my proud, boastful self, in my rose-colored glasses with my blinders on and thinking I'm the king of the world and that machismo bullshit. I realized that my father prepared me for today.
Boy.
That I don't look at life in any shades of gray. I don't have that. And I don't have that luxury in burying 2 sons to have that type of viewprint. I'm watching other kids, other grown parents. I'm watching your kids go off to paths of destruction, Delaware County. I know some of these kids in Upper Darby personally from my connections from the streets of gangsters, thugs, killers, drug dealers, snorters, sniffers, huffers, and all types of stuff, because I'm Mr. International. I can go to Parliament and I can sit down with the homeless and eat with them. Because I'm not ashamed of none of the contacts that I've ever had in my life. Did people forget that I tell a story that I grew up next to the second largest crack dealer in Philadelphia history was my stepbrother? You understand I know the game? Bryce, we know the game. You want to talk about, you around these people. So was Jesus. Jesus told parables. You know what parables are? Tall tales, stories, fables, analogies, because he knew the people were stupid. All right. No, hold on, let me finish this. So when he told a story in an abstract, it wasn't to address what the person was doing. It was to address the conscience in them about what they were doing to get them to change their position. We're not doing that. We are placating. And we're finding more excuses to push from adults a chance to enjoy ourselves in national pastimes, to enjoy ourselves when we didn't get that chance when we were young and working our asses off. And watching our grandparents retire at 75 and we're trying to retire by 60. Because we watched that type of slavery. We watched that type of effort. And we want to do something about it because what you guys want is somebody to come and give it to you and change it for you. And it ain't happening. And I want to say this. Hold on, wait a minute. One second. If you want the best out of your life, then go fucking get it.
Is it possible?
Yes. I'm living proof, bro. I'm a convicted felon. Right. Age 18. Right. Okay? I didn't get 3 strikes. Right. I got strike. Right. That's it for you, buddy. That's it. I got kicked into the street. Right. Okay? Honor roll student, A's, B's, C's, mentally gifted program, academically talented, the wavy lines and, all of the targets and everything like that. Yeah, this kid right here. Desegregation kid. Magnet school kid. This guy right here. Okay?
But you also had access, correct?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
No. Listen.
No, I didn't.
No.
Can she ask the question?
No, because you're going to say, because you're going to repeat it. I'm going to tell you, we didn't have the internet. We had to go to the library. We had to go to use the Dewey Decimal System, which but everybody else don't.
During the time that, yes, there was no internet, Father, I understand you did not have the internet.
Right,
yes.
so we didn't have access.
That makes sense.
So we didn't have access.
You had access.
To what?
To fucking books.
That's what I'm saying. You had access to education. Did you or did you not?
No. Listen to me. You're not hearing me. My mother.
He's comparing the two.
Hold on. You're asking for old new, right?
No, listen. Because that's the only thing we have to base it off of. I didn't get it.
No, I didn't get it. Daughter, you're not listening. I didn't get a good education. My mother had to fight to get me that education.
So you had a mother
that cared about
who fought hard enough to give you access, right?
And then I had to do something with it.
And you once again, and
then I had to do something with
it.
And then I had to do something with it.
Knowing that you needed to make sure that you kept this tool, right? You continued to search for more access to it, correct?
That's the difference between people being given something. I'm going to say this. I was given an opportunity by my mother's sacrifice. I was given an opportunity by my father's sacrifice, okay?
But once you got the opportunity, did you squander it?
No, stop. It's not a but. I'm trying to say.
Once you were given the opportunity, did you squander it? Without saying the but.
No, daughter, I did not squander it, but you have to don't stop because again, you cut things in segments and think that that's the end of it, and that's not how it works. Okay. I'm trying to tell you, everything is fluid. It's not a cut in segments. It's not a copy paste cut. So let me explain the fluidity of who I am because you guys got to understand the old school part of me.
We understand.
Here it is. No, you don't. Because I've never said it. Because I've never said it. By
you ever heard the saying some things don't need to be explained?
By not continuing on a track or a path that you have been destined for, and it takes you down a road or into a well, some people will never, ever know the experience of being able to pull themselves up out of those situations because the trauma is so traumatic. At the time when these things happened to me, I did not realize they were trauma. I used them as blames. The white man is against me. The police are against me. This is against me. This is against me. Like everybody else, I was the same way. I did not evolve into this person magically delicious.
No, nobody's not saying that. How old were you when you came to that realization?
It took me from the age of 18 to the age of 33 to get out of that blame blame and victimization type of mindset where I blamed every circumstance.
Where do you think that really came from?
It came from a deep-welled hurt from being kicked to the curb, being rejected by being rejected by the same systems that I thought that I was going to be a part of because of my track, because of where I was going, how I was being educated. When you guys use the word groom, okay? So let's use the word groom.
Yeah.
The way that I was groomed was for something more than what you could say who I am now. By the grace of God, I'm greater than that person that I thought I was going to be. By the grace of God, I am greater than that person I thought I was going to be, because what I wanted out of my life was personal fame and fortune and glory and this prestige and everything like that. What God has for me now and what I'm doing is that 98% of what I do for others. I really don't do for myself like that, bro. Case in point. Shout out to Mr. Martin Chase and the resurrection. Let me get this. Hold on. Let me get it right. Let me say it. Let me say it right. Let me say it right. Hold on. Hold on, Mr. Chase. Don't hit me up and punch me in the mouth. No, he's a good guy. Hold on. He's a good guy. Hold on. I want to do this right. Shout out to the Empowerment Resurrection Center on Avenue of the States here in Chester. Leslie, who is one of our content creators on Sundays for the Cut Up podcast, great content or whatever. She had put out a post about a week ago, right before the holiday, asking for someone to assist her dad with basically a floor plan of their new suite that they moved into. I answered it right away because I was already under the impression that, that's exactly what was needed, was a floor plan. I got a chance to talk to, her dad, and we talked about the floor plan, but we talked for about an hour and a half about Asheville, North Carolina and being related. And I went to his office like 2 days later. And I want to say this to everybody. I know a lot of people use AI, and I'm not against that or whatever. But I did things the manual way. I took my tape measure. I measured the dimensions. I did a dry sketch of what the office looked like from, area to area. And then I went home and made a sketch, did a scan of it, and made sure that all of the borders were right and all the labeling was placed. And unfortunately, today I had a little, power outage, and I couldn't get it to him first thing this morning. But before the close of business day here in Chester, that floor plan was completed, and he was happy for it. And there was an offer of payment, and I just want to say this: I declined it. We have our own little, understanding about what will happen for that, but it feels good to be able to help my elders when they ask me. That's just me. And I think that if we start developing attitudes towards service to one another, this code that I keep talking about, maybe the children will see it, but the children don't see any code between us. They see individualism. They see individual opinions. They do not see the collective bargaining of us coming together as a people. And we see a lot of people playing with these kids, man. I'm trying to tell you, some of these adults are playing with these kids. And y'all need to go check your kids' phones. Because what happened down in Upper Darby was a disgrace. These kids blamed the cops for trying to restore order. There's one thing that I want everybody to understand about Upper Darby police. They have never shot a child, especially a black child. Never. Unless that child shot at them. They have never shot a black kid in the back, ever, in their entire history. This white racist police station that everybody keeps talking about. Yeah, are there some tense issues with white cops and black people? Absolutely. But let's statistically say this about Upper Darby cops. They don't shoot. Don't. I've said this before at my Juneteenth
Ever heard
celebration.
somebody say, like, Allen Iverson has gone 12 for 12 from the free throw line today. And then he goes back to the line and then they miss a shot.
He missed a shot.
He shouldn't have said anything.
Right.
So I'm just
No.
there for
Hold
you.
on. I'm going to say this
Right,
again.
so when-
I'm going to say this again. Watch this. Upper Darby police have one of the highest training standards, and then they have their own department standards.
So you saying the FOP at the Upper Darby Police wasn't really the FOP of every other police department in America?
No, the FOP is the FOP, and Upper Darby Police are Upper Darby Police. The FOP is a fraternal organization that cops belong to, and Upper Darby Police Department has to adhere to the Constitution of the United States, and they have to remain firm in their oath. And they understand the repercussions of drawing a service revolver, especially when they live in our communities themselves. We don't have people who don't live in our community that police us. They absolutely live in the community. So there is a difference, and that's why I try to explain it to folks. I'm not drawing comparisons or trying to make light of anything to do. I'm quite sure that Upper Darby cops have done something improper in some type of way, been sued for this, excessive force claims, all types of stuff. I'm not saying that. But you will not find a kid murdered under suspicious circumstances in Upper Darby Township. Okay. You won't find it because of the way that the training is. And I stand 10 toes down on that because even with this current superintendent and the former superintendent and the former mayors, Democrat and Republican, they stand 10 toes down on that type of police department. Now, they got big words, no, not in my town, scumbag, and yeah, these cops will cuss you out because in the heat of battle, you sitting up here cussing a man out on his job, he gonna cuss you back. But you want to hold yourself, you want people to be held to a higher moral standard than what you hold for yourself. The cop wouldn't be involved with you if you wasn't doing nothing in some circumstances. And I get it because, we got stopped sometimes, right? We got stopped, right? You got stopped recently. How did that go?
Oh, he had to let me go because the stop sign on one side of the street was down and the stop sign on the other side of the street was completely covered.
Talk about the procedure that comes from our bloodline that I learned that I taught you.
Oh, so I keep my license, my registration, insurance in a baggie at all times that I just immediately, when I see a cop about to pull me over, I just pull it out and just slap it right there on the, and they're like, well, why do you already got your stuff out? Because that's what you're going to ask me for. And I didn't want to make no sudden movements or look like I'm reaching for anything. And I say it very calmly. It's not like I'm being afraid of anything or nothing like that. But
any child raised by you be raised any differently. Like, I don't know why you looking at me like I don't already.
Because we need to teach our kids. We need to teach all of our kids these protocols, procedures. Because see, here's the thing: we keep making excuses of what we can't teach, but people.
No, I'm not telling you can't teach that. I'm just saying.
They don't want to learn it, bro. It's not about you don't want to teach it. And I'm gonna say this very gently. When I started Juneteenth, which is why I'm so glad I'm over it, and I don't have to talk about Juneteenth no more. Okay.
You're talking about it right now.
No, but I'm going to say this. Why? Okay. When I first got started, I was told by my very good friend, Kia Harrell, Rich, you going to have to teach Juneteenth. And I said, Kia, I ain't teaching shit. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that for these people. I ain't teaching nothing. I'm putting this packet up here. You're going to have to go do your own research and go learn it for yourself. It ain't my job. And I told her that. I'm dead serious. I'm not teaching nobody nothing.
How long ago was that?
10 years ago.
Right. And what have you been doing for
teaching Juneteenth?
What the fuck? So why not just teach it from the beginning?
No, because watch this. Because I was stubborn. Hold on, watch this. Watch.
You still stubborn right now.
Watch my mindset. When I say that I was stubborn, I was obstinate and stubborn. Okay, my stubbornness.
Didn't you just say yesterday that you wasn't stubborn?
He always say.
You just said yesterday.
You're not stubborn, but he'll go back to being stubborn.
And then I made a point in saying that. Well, I'm stubborn.
I'm stubborn on points. I'm not stubborn. Period.
Oh, okay.
Period.
Okay, there's a difference.
Right.
I'm not stubborn. Period. I'm stubborn on points. If I know something to be a fact, you can't convince me to look at it any other way.
Boy.
No, I mean, absolutely. I mean, listen.
No, absolutely.
No,
you know how many people,
that.
You know how many people try to argue with me about a fact?
A fact is a fact.
Not in this world, not in this America, not in this America, not in this America.
You could have kept it in this world in general. In this world, period.
It used to be, and this is the difference. I'm going to say this old school, new school, and access. It used to be when we got the truth. And I'm going to say this again to your generation, the ones underneath you. We didn't get the truth until the earth yielded up the secrets from last year and this year, and the internet started exposing more of black history in America, we did not know this because they hid it from us. Now you guys know the truth. You know all of the truth. There's no more lies in front of you. Okay. What are you going to do?
All right, so cool.
What are you going to do?
I want to go back to.
What are you going to do?
With the
Answer the question. What are you going to do?
I want to go back to the original topic of the conversation of this.
The you phone answer. That's number one.
No.
Answer it. What are you going to do now that you have the truth?
What do you mean? What am I going to do? Well, that's not for me to answer. What have I been doing since you've been teaching me? Have I not been here with you this whole entire time?
Your generation.
I can't speak for my generation. I've told you what the problem is with my generation. This half and half. It's half and half.
Half and half what?
Half and half. Meaning there's the half that's more so on that spin that shit.
Right.
And there's the other half who are more so on the, what most people don't want to sit there and agree with whatever because it's he too enlightened or he talking all that positive Kendrick Lamar, whatever you want to say. Because it goes back to the music. If we're talking about access and being influenced about certain stuff, let's just be honest with it. My generation and under, I'm 34 years old. My generation and under, if you are not into politics, the people that you go to as far as your influence and stuff is music. I'm gonna just say that. If you are not involved in politics, and I know plenty of people my age who are not involved at all, don't know nothing about, they know who the president is and that's it.
True.
Okay?
True.
So when you talk about, I have plenty of people.
Hold on, except for Chester. Chester does know who their mayor is.
Yeah.
And Chester does
yes.
Chester does know who their state rep is.
I mean, we know who our mayor is every time. Anytime they got to shit on somebody.
Upper Darby residents, unless you in the politics, don't know who the mayor is, don't know who the state rep is, don't know who the state senator is, don't know who the dog catcher is, don't know nothing. There are people that is still living in Upper Darby that think that Margot Davison is still the state rep. And she's been gone for 4 years now. It make sense.
That's what I'm saying. There are people
you
my
want to
age
cry freedom.
who do not keep up with, unless they see it on their phone, their tablet, their laptop, whatever, social media. Unless social media is telling them what's going on, they're not aware, right? So when I talk about access now, in the day and age that I'm raising children in, right? My age group. Yes. My 17-year-old is not involved in politics. Obviously, he's going to go to who's hot in music right now, what they talking about, what they stand for. Fortunately, yes, he was raised on, old school hip hop, not just old school hip hop, old school R&B, stuff like that. So there are different avenues that he knows because he had access to it. When we're talking about some of these kids who didn't grow up with, some of the stuff that you're talking about as far as the morals and the principles, we've talked about this plenty of times, just going back and forth of a lot of these kids. And when I say kids, I'm talking 15 and up, right? 15. I still consider you a kid technically. And even now, as I'm older, I've realized now, even if you about 24, 25, you're still a kid. You're still a kid because in your brain is I'm untouchable. The world is at my feet.
Invincible.
And you got to answer to me.
Hold on.
Right?
Invincible is the word.
On my 26th birthday, I realized, I was like, damn, I've been fucking up.
Yep. That's about the time. Yep.
By February of 2027, February 07, I was already locked up. And I know I was going upstate. And I was like, damn. Okay. I didn't get out. And I've had ways of getting out. First time I go to court, my cousin was the judge. Calls me. No, we're going to, is Deborah Bryce your mother? Yes. Man, you going to school release. Like I've never heard of school release before. My understanding now, I'm locked up with niggas think like school release. I ain't never heard no shit like that. Where's school release come from? Nigga, you snitching on somebody. Literally. So now I have to prove myself that I'm not.
Right.
That I was really going to school. Then I get down the hill, I start moving cigarettes, you feel me? Then they snitch on me. Then they was like, oh, you was snitching on somebody. I said, what the fuck is y'all talking about? All this snitching shit. So I was proving myself that I could be. But the whole time it was my way out.
Yeah.
And I never saw it that way.
Exactly.
And that's because I didn't have a man sit me down with it and really explain it to me. Look at what you're going through. Look at how you're seeing yourself. Look at what you continue to do. Now I'm going upstate and I got to teach myself all this by myself. Yeah. And without being disturbed, I'm not going to listen. When I say I love being locked up, right, because it gave me time to be by myself. It gave me time to learn myself all over again. The shit that my dad gave me, that shit worked. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I had to beat myself up over that shit. Like, damn, I fucked this up. Like, it was my fault that this happened. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. And then I'm looking out the window, and I heard my dad's voice for the first time. When I say that shit, motherfuckers think I be tripping. I told you, dumbass.
Yep. Thank you.
Now I'm looking out the fucking window. And I revert back to being at the Banneker and hitting them on the pant leg and say, Dad, can I go outside? I had to been about 7 or 8. He said, see them 3 kids outside? You go outside, you'll be upstate with them. Who the fuck you think I was looking out that window? I said, what the fuck? Didn't I tell you? I said, Sally, you said something? He said, no, I ain't say nothing. I hopped on that bed. I cried. You understand? For the next 2 nights, tears coming down my eyes.
But you also had to lose access to certain stuff.
I had
correct?
I had to lose access. I had to lose access to my friends. I had to right, and I had to find myself the way I wanted to, because it was like, I'm not going back there out there in the world doing the same thing. Like, so what can I do that's different? Of course, it was still illegal, because to me, America was founded, the root of it, on illegalities. There's nobody that has any money in any state in America that didn't get it illegally.
Bootlegging has been here.
Slave running, stealing, burning tea, hanging people, shooting people, killing people.
Alcohol.
America was founded on
alcohol, tobacco.
So for me,
alcohol, tobacco,
if I got an opportunity
molasses, tobacco,
to make
slaves.
some money, and they not know how much. We weren't supposed to get caught. See, we got greedy.
Yes.
We got
Say it again.
To make all the money ourselves.
Say it again. Yep.
We didn't want to help anybody.
Nope.
We wanted to make money so we could move out and go to somewhere else where the white people are. Guess what? They gonna leave there too.
Yep.
When enough of us go running out there to them, then they run back in here to here. It's cheap. Yeah.
Yep.
Here. We can rebuild the school district.
That's how Philly's going. You see how Philly's going.
My daughter's going to the only brand new school in Philadelphia. Built in I don't even know how many years. It's like 20-something years. Yeah, the building's only 2 years old. She's be one of the she's going to be going.
But here's the thing. Hold on. The building is new, but it doesn't matter if you have a brand new building. It doesn't matter if you got the best computers. It doesn't matter if you got the best labs. The mindset, like she said, of our children, which you just described, is not on the level to receive the new stuff that's being given. So what happens, and this is what we see in most children, when they don't understand something, what happens? They become destructive. Oh, this is the truth. So I'm
agreeing with you.
I'm gonna put this in context. My grandson Logan goes to the brand new Pritchard Academy in Wilmington, Delaware. Brand new school, built in 2024. It's in the middle of a gang. It's in the middle of the biggest gang and drug section of Wilmington. These kids see murder, death, kill on a daily basis. In their house, there is no classical music. There's no Sesame Street. There's no Paw Patrol. There's none of that. Booty shaking, weed, drug deals, guns. This is a reality for these kids. I'm not saying this to put them down. I'm telling you how it is. This is the reality for these kids. These teachers come and say it. They invited somebody up for a mediation as parents because the kids was fighting. Come to find out, the parents is warring. And they got a whole shootout in front of the school. How can you teach if you don't open up yourself to let me access those areas of where you're asking me to fill you with knowledge. I get anything. This is the teachers. This is our teachers. The great teachers stand up in front of the class and they're ready to teach and give knowledge. But like I was taught, if I don't open up my mind to receive knowledge, then it just falls to the ground.
How do the children know that they should open up their minds?
Because we don't have an imagination anymore. We don't use our imagination.
So what's the biggest thing I go into when I do schools? Whenever I'm in the schools, I need y'all to. It's this thing y'all got, and it's powerful. Listen, I thought of my whole radio station off my imagination. CMP radio, that was imagination.
Yeah.
My father used to tell me how I need you to read this book because I need you to know what's possible.
Imagination.
Daddy, what's possible?
Our children are not as talented. They're talented for
Everything.
They use AI. They're talented for this. They're talented for
Everything
that.
is
But
copied.
they don't have. They don't have
Everything is copied and mimicked.
imagination.
I honestly feel like that with a lot of our kids. Like, don't get me wrong. Like my 15-year-old daughter. Well, she'll be 15 next week. Very talented artist. I cannot get her to create something straight off of, hey, just draw
Sketch
something.
something. Just sketch something
right now. Just something what's
just
on your
sketch
mind.
something.
So you can't get her to do that, right? And
it pisses me off.
it does. But what are you willing to do to try to get her to do that?
So
Is the question.
my whole thing is this: I can encourage you. I can even say, hey, all right, look, all right, I try to kind of pique the interest, right? All right, let's make it into a challenge, right? Topic is start with a flower, see what you draw a person from the flower that you created, right? Just playing on that. And what this is a pet peeve of mine, is when the whining and the I can't, that kicks in. Is like,
No, but you don't get mad though.
What can't you do? What is it? Do you not have all of the tools? Have you not been given everything that you need? You
might
have
need to take her
shading. You have
might need to take her to some museums.
Can I?
If I show you, no, hold
on, Bryce.
Full access.
I know that.
Hey, Bryce, can I tell you something?
What?
I'm gonna tell you something, and this is what I'm getting to. This is what I'm getting to, right? Everything that my daughter is talking about, what she has done for her child, is what I did. Hold on. Without an EBT card, without this, without that, without anybody having to tell me, I knew I wanted to be a father more than anything else on this planet, because I didn't have the greatest of a childhood myself. And because of that, I didn't want to repeat generational curses I made up inside of my own mind. This is what I'm trying to tell people. Make up your mind. Stop using excuses. If you want a great life, write it down. Write down short-term goal, mid-term goal, long-term goal. People don't want to sit down and write nothing.
And the
right?
same things that the same thing he's teaching right now, he
On
taught me,
on
and I passed it
refrigerator,
down
on
to my
refrigerator
children.
Are 10 daily go. 10 daily
And these children
goals.
and the youth. Listen, this is what I'm
10
saying.
daily goals. 10 daily
My
goals.
dad. This is something. He's not lying. This has been the same fucking piece of paper on that refrigerator. Okay, it has moved with him. Okay, new location, everything. It is on that fucking refrigerator.
Yellow.
Okay, it's stained, it's crumbling at the edges. Looks like old parchment from Game of Thrones. That's what it's starting to look like now. Okay,
So rewrite it.
No. It's a reminder of the time when
you
I
can
wrote
still
it.
listen.
No.
It's still legible. You can still read
can
it.
read it.
But you know that this thing
Was written years ago.
and it stays active. It's on the refrigerator. You cannot miss it. I did the same thing. Right. I went home on the refrigerator, big. Because my youngest, 7 years old, autistic, nonverbal, she likes to go to the refrigerator and she makes everyone read it every morning.
Right.
We have to read it.
Yes.
Okay. Number 7 is her favorite. Everyone helps with Alea.
Yep.
That's her. Number 7 is her favorite rule.
Because you know why?
Okay.
She knows her grandfather has a list of rules.
So the issue that I do have with sometimes is when you're given access to certain stuff, and then taking advantage of it, and then when it's taken away from you, missing it and reaching for and wanting it during the time where it's like, yo, this is not accessible to me now, but I need that right now, right? So that's when they got to start digging back into that. Listen, there's been plenty of times when I was in my 20s, I hated it. Okay? I hated it. Those little moments of something would happen or somebody would do something and then my reaction and everything, and it would just be like, and I would hear my dad voice. See, I told you. Didn't I tell you? Oh, so you ain't want to listen to me, but, and it's like, all right.
That's
all right.
You know what that's kid? You know what that's called, kids? And I want y'all to listen to me. If you don't hear anything, I never want to be, I told you so, and I was right. I went through the things that you kids are going through. I do. Can I tell you what my pain is? Is that y'all think that I don't feel you.
You think we don't know?
Y'all got me wrong, man. Y'all got me wrong. I do feel it, and that's my anger because I feel it. Because I shouldn't be feeling it. That's my anger. I'm not angry. I'm angry because you're feeling the same fucked up bullshit from the 60s.
60s?
No, I'm talking about my time. When I stop at 60s,
you feeling the same fucked up bullshit from the 50s.
Listen, I can't talk about a time before mine.
Shit,
I can talk about my time and the time right now because that's my experience. I heard about what happened in the 50s, but guess what? I wasn't part of that. And guess what? You know what my return. You know what?
Somebody from the 50s came and talked to you when you was about 15, 20 years old and told you what you should have done. What would you have said to him? Be honest, Rich.
It's what caused me to get my felony. My grandfather from the 50s, from the 40s and the 50s, told me that the nigga I was with was no fucking good and get away from him because he had the sight. Because my grandfather was from the south side of Chicago.
I told you my grandfather
my grandfather was from the south side of Chicago, baby.
Right.
And I'm talking about original.
Right.
Gangster Disciples, okay? Right. Original GDs, okay? Right. My grandfather worked for Conrail, which is now Amtrak, right. And he was a gentleman porter, okay? Those gentleman porters took a lot of abuse. Tote that bag, boy. Get that bag, nigger. Get that bag with a hard ER, okay? That was my grandfather, Thornell Blye, right. Okay? He took that abuse. He traveled all across this country and saw everything that there is to be seen about racism, about black people, about white people, about everything. And I did not listen to his wisdom. That felony belongs to me because if I had listened to my grandfather and jettisoned that punk from out of my life, I wouldn't have been caught up in his lie.
So that's why you're mad.
No, I'm not mad about that.
No,
I'm mad because I didn't listen to my grandfather.
No, and when you talk,
I'm mad because I'm mad because I did not listen to my grandfather,
listen
bro.
To me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't listen to my grandfather either.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have listened to my grandfather, a lot of the things that I ended up doing in my life, I wouldn't have done.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So
right.
we've all had someone come to us and want us to be better.
Right.
To give us good energy.
Right.
And hope that we understand or just listen.
Yes.
And we didn't. And I think when we're dealing with the youth, we also have to be mindful of that, right? Because I tell them all the time, I tell a lot of these kids that come through the radio station, that come through here that don't want to really do the podcast, but they want to just talk to me. Mm-hmm. And we talk. But you know how easy it is for you to make a mistake that you can't take back.
Yes. And I want to say this though, P. I hear what the kids keep saying. I want this, and we do it. I want this, and we do it. I want, and we do, and we do, and we do, and we do, and we do. I've seen it up here in Chester. Chester makes the best strides of making sure that the children have the best of everything, whether it's a water ice to a water slide, baby. Like, that's why I like coming here. Like, people will empty out refrigerators for these kids, man. Like, you ain't gotta ask like that. You don't. You go someplace else's, and yeah, some communities do that. But when I tell people, like, you come up here for, like, Fusion Fridays, y'all need to come up here on Fusion Fridays and see how we really get down. You should see the love that's in the eyes of these children and the parents and our new arrivals that was at the last one, bro. They was in the playground. Our Hispanic family up here in Chester had a good time. First time around, Black Americans for real, instead of just passing them in the store, literally sitting down, having hamburgers and eating water ice and listening to great music and jumping in the bouncy house and getting faces painted and health care there for them. Like, we pulled out all of the stops for everybody on a Fusion Friday. But you teenagers, please listen to me. You can't keep asking without you returning on our investment. We can't keep giving you pearls of wisdom that you don't do anything with. You ask for the truth and we give it to you and you do nothing with it. Not all of you. Not all of you, because I know some dynamic teens that are absolutely doing dynamic things, like the Circle kids, like the kids from Circle. Like, I love how Sister Lean is getting the children involved in their environment, and their push is like one of the greatest push at this time, and it's a positive push of young Black Americans literally fighting for their environment up here in Chester, the place of no trees or little trees, the place of no parks or little parks. The place that floods when it's not supposed to flood because you got the Storm Water 30 stealing and whoever the hell is running it now. But the children of Chester are getting themselves involved. They're learning about their politics. They're learning from a mayor that comes out to events. He was at Fusion Fridays. When I got there, he was getting out of his car. Guess who left first? I did. He was still there. You ain't got to like your mayor. You ain't got to like his policies. You ain't got to like none of that. But I'm going to say this to you plainly, Chester. At least your mayor shows up, not just for the photo ops. At least he shows up and sticks around, whether you want to talk to him or not. Why don't you find the courage to come to Fusion Fridays when he shows up or when he comes or whatever events that he has? He always sticks around for the feedback, positive or negative. I can't get that from my mayor. I promise you I can't. I can't get that from my state rep. But you got a great state rep in Carol Kazim who will stop and talk to you like a human being and not look down on you. Y'all complain about not having access to stuff? I'm trying to tell you, come to Upper Darby. Upper Darby used to be the crown jewel of Delco, remember? If you was from Upper Darby, you had some money. Upper Darby is trash now, bro. Upper Darby is trash. Not Drexel Hill. Drexel Hill's, they trying to succeed. Okay? So, how Philly got sections and everything like that. Drexel Hill, C. Kane, a little portion of Springfield. Upper Darby consists of these little subsections or whatever. Everybody wants to succeed from the Upper Darby part because that's where you got all the stuff going on, because nobody wants to rein in these unsupervised children. Nobody wants to talk to the parents and hold them accountable. The school does not want to do home assessments to find the troubled youth and put them in resources. The county does not want to open up juvenile facilities for the ones that need to go and get sat down, okay? We all know that there's some kids that need to get sat down because they out here killing, all right? Okay, hold on, and then watch this. Why can't we bring back community service? Why can't we get people out there to come and clean up our streets?
I have community service here.
No.
You got some kids that need community service, bring them through.
I got community service at the American Legion too, bro.
I take people out into the community. We can clean up everything.
No. Like you said, you're a nonprofit that can sign off on these things. Right. I'm a nonprofit that can sign off on these things. Right. But again, when we talk to our kids about community service, that's free. It looks good. Hold on, watch this. It looks good on a resume. It looks good. It looks good on a resume. But see, the parents of today don't teach the value of what the kid needs until it's the last minute, and then they scramble and come. Oh, I need community service hours. Can you hurry up and give them to me? No.
Okay, wait. You know that's not true
It
for
is
all.
true.
No,
I say everybody.
Let's
I'm
just
talking
say-
about what I've experienced.
Right.
Can we
What I've
agree?
experienced.
Can we agree that the children born in the 80s and the 90s
Say 90s.
and some the 80s, some of the 80s, the 90s, and a little bit of the hundreds, the two zeros,
The 2000s.
early 2000s.
Early 2000s.
might be addicted to a drug, could be heavily influenced and be children that might have come from a mother who was snorting cocaine or was smoking cocaine, or might have came from a father who was getting drunk, right? So these are the weapons that they use to fuck us up mentally, so we can't even agree that we're all three of us in here feel the same way about the children of our community. But if someone was watching from the outside, they would say we was in here having an argument.
Yeah.
When we want our children to understand what we're saying.
Can I tell you?
Right.
No, bro. Can I tell you?
Go ahead.
This same conversation that we're having, this same conversation happens in other rooms. This happens in white rooms. This happens in Asian rooms. This happens. The only difference between us and them, when we have these conversations, when they exit a room, they have an agenda, they have a game plan, and they're looking for a return on the result.
But they don't have the children. They don't have all the kids.
The children are not resistant when these parents say you going here to do this, you going here to do that. They don't do. Their kids don't.
That's not true. That's not true.
No.
He ain't lying.
No, that's not true.
No.
Not in every. No, when you're talking, when you're
the
talking,
kids that hang out with us, that are cool with us and hang out with us, they tell their parents the same fucking thing.
So that's what I'm saying. Let's be very crystal clear on what we're talking about right now, right? When you're talking about even different demographics, when they are brought up and raised in a certain environment, they start to, and this is the conversation that I've been hearing from people my age. Now, and I'm not talking about just black, okay? The whole thing is they feel like our children are the bad influence on their children, when I know plenty of the white and Hispanic people from Jersey that come right over into Fairmount Park every weekend, and they do their donuts with their tricked out cars, and they're out there till 3-4 o'clock in the morning. They're not, there's not black kids out there doing that. So when we're talking, can I say this? When I just want to be very clear, when we're talking about different demographics, can we not make this of a thing about it is only our children that don't seem to get it together? When I know plenty of black children who have excelled academically, who have gone on to do great things, no matter what the environment is. It doesn't matter. They could have had a mom who was on coke or crack. They don't know who their father is, and they still made an initiative to say, I'm not going to be this because the environment that I grew up, or the community that I grew up in, because I want better for myself. At what point is it with our children, even with the morals and the stuff that we're teaching them, you like case in point, for a fact, and I'm just me personally, I'm gonna put my own business out there. My 17-year-old son, you would not think that he was raised up in the way that he has been, the way he was raised based off of how he acts, how he acts on the street.
How he acting right now, because he has a chance to change. How he's acting right now.
My 17-year-old son
How he's acting right
does
now.
not show any of the morals and code of conduct of what he was raised under our family.
Right now.
Okay?
Right now.
So outsiders looking in could easily say, I was a piece of shit mom. Mm-hmm. Outsiders looking in could easily say, I allowed outside influence to tell my child to be this person, right? Mm-hmm. What would you say my defense should be to that?
Okay, you ready? You ready? I am the father of 2 murdered sons, and you know what type of lifestyle your brothers were in. Mm-hmm. Okay? It didn't matter to me about the lifestyles of my sons. They were my sons. That's the way that I viewed it. That's just me. I know a lot of other fathers and mothers who have lost their children either to drug overdoses, murder, suicide. Like, if you look, July is bereaved Parents Month, by the way, for everyone that has lost a child and had to bury a child. Derek got the same instruction that you got. Rel got the benefit of a father who failed him when he was a child. And I say that very plainly. Yes, I failed him. But when I made that reconnection, what did I tell him? You ain't never getting rid of me. He said, all right, Pop, I'm going to see. Where were we at the first 2 weeks? Every day. On his porch. For every day. I woke up, came and picked her up. We was on the porch. On the porch. She would wake up. Damn, what you doing here? I'm on the porch waiting for you. I'm on the porch waiting for you. I'm on the porch waiting for you. I went and found all of his spots. Whoever he hung out with, everybody. Everything about my son's life, I went and I immersed myself in it to make up for it because I was remorseful for not being a great fucking dad to this son. And I did it all. I did. And I'm proud of that. Even though that I failed, I didn't quit. So I understand to a certain degree, but I'm going to say this. Some of you just have too much of an obstacle to get out of your own way.
It's hard to get out your own way.
Yes, it is. Let me tell you something
Let's talk about how hard
let me
it
tell
is
you.
to get out your own
Can I tell you?
way,
I'm
right?
gonna tell you. 1999, and I bring this up. What was I before? What was I before I went into corporate? What was I before? What did I smell like coming home from work every day?
Fish.
When I say I smelled like fish, people would get off the subway train. By the way, riding the subway from South Philly all the way to Germantown, Logan, on the train, get off at Broad and Nolly, and get on a bus.
Smell like cold fish, and there's a difference between like cold, like growing up, cold fish, seafood. You just knew. I always knew. I knew my dad was home in middle of me being asleep. I knew my dad was home.
Yep, by the smell, covered in entrails. And I'm inside of my mind like, yeah, I'm that boy. Yeah, look at me. Yeah. Limiting myself. Not addressing that universal power inside of me. That's what I'm trying to tell the youth. You're not accessing yourselves. You're afraid of yourselves.
Why wouldn't they be afraid, though?
Why? Because somebody has already told them that because of this, you can't make it. That's what I got told, too. I got told by white people as a desegregation kid, you ain't never going to be nothing. You just going to be a porch monkey. That's what I got told in middle school. I went to school every day. My seventh grade, I got called a nigga every day. In 7th grade, every day. And since I was a true minority, there's only 2 of us in the class, you can't fight them because you ain't going to win because you're going to get suspended anyway because you're the black person and you had to start it. So we were taught to rise above it. We were taught to be superior. We were taught by Miss Bandy, my science teacher, and Miss Collins, my English teacher. You stand up, black man. You stand up, black child.
What would have happened to you if you didn't have all those people?
Thank God I did have those people.
No, if you didn't have all those people.
If I didn't have all these people, bro,
right, I
wouldn't be sitting here.
Right. But
hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm going to tell you, if I didn't have all those people, this would be the last child.
So do you think that you have a responsibility to the children to tell them this?
I have
to talk to them.
I have a responsibility.
And hope that they can hear you.
I have a responsibility to provide the access for those who wish to come and learn. And I'm gonna say this like this: back in the day, when we talk about Timbuktu, and we talk about how education got started in our culture as black people, the Greeks, the Romans, the Ethiopians, everybody else, everybody came to the Mecca for the knowledge.
Right.
Okay? They came for it. If I open myself up to the knowledge and you don't receive it, you can't blame me for you not being successful. If you do not put your talent to work based upon the information and help from old heads like us that have paved the way and bulldozed through all of the barriers and knocked down blockades and took the whippings and took the beatings and took everything for you. If you don't step up in here, what can I do for you? I cannot do anything for you. And you cannot, and guess what? I personally will not accept the victim blaming. Because if you sit underneath my teachings, if you come to me for the knowledge and I open it up to you and you, like you said, I'm telling the truth and I give you the truth and I show you the example. I show you the example of my life. I show you the example of how it works. I show you how it's done. I give you the blueprint. I say, I'm here. I'm working with you. Hold on. I didn't just give it to you. I'm the spare tire. Just in case you get a flat, you can pull me out. Have I not done this? Have you not seen me do it?
So then,
So if you don't move, who are you blaming?
So then, shouldn't it be okay at some point to? Because I mean, you can't beat a dead horse, right?
Exactly. Hold on. Yes. Go ahead.
He tries.
Hold on. No.
He
You're
tries.
wrong. Hold on. You're wrong. Because guess what? What did I tell you?
Man, you always be.
No. Watch this. Hold on. What was my?
I see his dead. He
Hold
don't
on.
see his dead.
Hold on. What was my live today? Did you see my live today?
He still see the blood.
Did you see my live today?
See the vein.
My live today was to remind people that on Mondays and Wednesdays during the day, I am unavailable. And you know what I did today, daughter? I took a walk. Hold on, wait a minute. Got some great fresh air, cleared my mind, meditated, prepared myself to come back into here, and I had a whole bunch of lists of topics and things that I was going to talk about. But now that we've been talking about things that are absolutely relevant, like the future of our youth, how to break down these barriers, how to get past, the social isms that we have between our youth and between our elderly in order to reach one another. This is what I want the youth to understand. If you want us to understand you, don't be so resistant when we give you the truth and it goes against the narrative of what you've been told. You have to open yourself up to say, okay, we've been lied to. We know we've been lied to. We know we are getting lied to. We know that people are taking advantage of us. So we want to separate from that. So when you come to an OG and you say, OG, look at what they doing, da-da-da-da. And the OG says, yeah, I went through that before. Let me tell you how I got over. Let me tell you how I got by. And we give you the tool and we give you the instruction.
And when you were their age, you were just open and down for whatever wisdom that was given to you.
Let me tell you something.
I'm only asking because I'm just trying to get, once
for
again.
me, I'm going to say this for me. And listen, for me. I don't care about nobody else. I'm telling you for me. This is between me and you.
Okay.
The moment I stop victim blaming myself and accepting the wisdom and knowledge of others that have been through similar circumstances in the environment is when I started achieving.
And that was in your 20s, right?
No, daughter, it's not in my 20s. In my 20s, I was a fresh felon, right out the gate, still on the street.
So that's what I'm.
Okay, no, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about them, honey. You're not listening. I still had a job. In my 20s, I still had my own place. I wasn't living with mom. You weren't even living with your mother and me when you were in your 20s.
No.
Okay? You had your own place. You had to stop. See, it's not cut and dry. You're trying to make it cut and dry.
I'm not.
Okay, it's not cut and dry. It's circumstantial. Life is circumstantial. What works for you may not work for others. That's why they call it different strokes. And I agree with that, daughter. But the one thing about knowledge is still universal. How you apply it to your environment depends upon you. But if somebody comes to me and says, I have a problem, and somebody told me, you're the answer man for this, show me how to fix my problem, and I show you how to fix your problem, and you don't do anything about it, you wasted my time. That's what people don't understand. I don't have the energy for that anymore. I want to help somebody. I want somebody else to have better than me. I'm not thinking about me getting rich. I'm comfortable. I'm retired.
Okay, and then what do you do if the message that you're trying to get them to receive?
I move on to the next person.
Right. So
I move on to the next person. But here's the thing. Solidly, once I move on, like I said, don't come back to me victim blaming. Don't come back to me saying I should have listened to you. Don't come back to me, because you know what it does? I take no glory in that. It hurts me. Mm-hmm. It hurts me to see you fall. It hurts me to see that you had the key in your hand to unlock the door, to walk through and get your blessing and get your reward.
And that's what I wanted to finish saying earlier when we were talking about that, when I said the difference in my youth as opposed to now, right? Whereas though what I was saying before it was dad, I wish I would have listened, or my dad told me this was going to happen, and after the situation had already happened, right? Now I'm learning the hard way, as opposed to now, whereas though I can look at the trap
and see it for what
it is, and say, oh yeah, my dad said they was going that's I see it. That's right. So that's what I'm saying. It's a difference in from who I was before, and the maturity that I had to go through in myself. And also with learning of, these are not lessons to harm me. These are lessons to actually teach me,
save your life,
and to save me from the pitfalls that life has already set up for me. Because at the end of the day, life has already set these things up for you to kind of be the scapegoat to, pretty much. But once again, and that's the point I'm trying to make, is when do we start to realize, okay, basically back to the main point of the music. That's what I'm talking about, with the influence of when we're talking about having access to music and songs and influencing our youth and how we used to perceive it and how we are now. Like I said, I just wanted you got Paid in Full, Cream, Top Billing, Rags to Riches, stuff like that. Certain stuff, it may not be as on the level as things are now, but these were songs. It wasn't talking about no positive note. You know what I mean? They were talking about robbing, scheming, getting over, stuff like that. What is the difference with our youth now as opposed to when you were growing up, when these songs were coming out?
I'm going to tell you the difference. The difference is that during the time when these songs were being rapped about, it wasn't everyday, mainstream, 75% of the population that were doing the things that were inside of these songs. Like it's been said, once rap hit the popular white culture of the late 80s and into the 90s, the emulation of a certain part of the culture. And I need people to understand something. When I talk about rap is not the culture, okay? Rap is part of the culture that helped change and redefine the way people saw Black Americans coming out of the 60s from the R&B James Brown era, okay? I'm part of that extension from the James Brown era. That means I still have the values from the boomers of getting things done, figuring it out ourselves, and not needing that much help from anybody because we knew no one was coming. My generation tried to teach your generation the value of it, but at the same time, we wanted you to learn to earn. We know that you couldn't cut hedges anymore. We know that you couldn't do landscaping anymore. You really couldn't do babysitting anymore because they took that from you because you got all these pedophiles and stuff like that was coming out during the time when you were coming up. So we had to find creative ways to teach you the same values that we got so that way you could be stable for this environment coming up. And when we try to explain the process of it, we get resistance because you're saying, no, not you. But society is saying, no, because it got splintered during the time when you were a child. Again, my generation had the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse: crack, AIDS, mass incarceration, and mass murder on a scale. 500 people a year. 525 was the benchmark. 500 people a year for 4 years straight. That's over 2,000 people during the time that I was coming up as a teenager before you were born. We had to escape that. So what we see in y'all young people today, y'all don't have to go through none of that. The police are willing to sit down with you nowadays and like have dialogue where before they ain't talked to us at all. You have deferral programs in courts that I didn't get. How many deals did Damir get? I got 0. That's the difference. Because of what happened to me, people say, no, we got to stop that from happening to young little 18-year-old kids. Like what happened to that little boy, Rich Blye, in 1985. We got to stop that from happening. So you guys walk on our backs. You should be able to listen to our advice. Now, I ain't saying every old head out here is for you, because we know that people my age are dumb as hell. We about to get out of here. We know that people out here my age, they are absolutely stupid. They want to be a part of this in crowd so bad, they have lost their minds. They want to dress like these kids. They want to act like these kids. They want to do everything that the kids is doing. They don't want to grow up. They don't want to be grandmothers and grandfathers. They don't want to be grandmothers and grandfathers.
I see your age trying to act my age.
Like you told me that you had a mom and daughter crew at one of your dance events, and the daughter.
No, not my dance. No,
not one of yours, but
not one of mine. My people ain't like that.
But at a dance event, you had a mother and a daughter team grinding on each other.
Yeah, I was out.
That's perversion.
Yeah, I was out.
That's perversion.
It was at a bar.
That's perversion.
And mother-daughter grinding.
That's perversion. That's grinding. Like me dancing with you, and I'm not holding you out and extending your arms like I did when you got married and put you on my feet and then let you go and then dance next to you. Imagine me doing some other type of dance. Hold on, wait a minute. Imagine me going out with you while you out with your friends and you out doing your thing, twerking, stuff like that, and I'm standing on the wall nursing the beer and somebody says, what you doing in here? That's my daughter. I'll be a creep. No, I'm not hanging out with y'all. No, I'm not going out. No, I don't hang in the bars since I stopped hanging in the bars with Eddie Miz and all the people that woman named. Yeah, I know all them bulls and they all my family. Shout out to 69th Street. Shout out to G.I. Joe Bar. Shout out to Cheers. Shout out to Brandon House. Shout out to Rudy T's. Shout out to Waterford. Shout out to every bar that I've ever patronized. Danny's, every bar that I've ever patronized back in the day. People want to sit up here and talk about, yeah, you hung around this person and you hung around. You damn right I did. You should go get my Philly record. You worried about Upper Darby? That's just 25 years. Go back and get the other 25. I bet you'd be surprised who I'm connected to, and you shut your mouth.
I only frequent Mix and Flow, and that's not
man. Somebody got there out there talking about you didn't. You talk about you don't frequent bars. No, when I got my life together, no, you daughter. Hold on, this chick said I was a cokehead. I do coke.
Wait, is she talking about when you lost all that tremendous weight and when you went on that whole cleanse?
No.
And I was like,
no,
hey,
not the cleanse.
Don't ever. Don't you ever.
I can't do any more cleanses.
Ever.
I can't do.
Okay.
I can't do.
Let
any
me
more
explain
cleanses.
to you people. Okay. No.
I can't do any more cleanses. I can't do any more cleanses.
No.
I can't do any more cleanses.
Had this man looking like he was on the book of sugar. All right? Never again. Never again. I said, "Oh my God, Dad, is this something you need to tell me?
I said, no.
Are you close to death?
No.
You just didn't want to tell me? Am I going to find a letter one day? You know, with no word?
I did. I'm gonna tell you what I did. Now, my weight right now is 235, 233, 235. I want to drop like about maybe like 5 or 6 more.
All right, that's fine.
No. I just want to drop like 5 or 6 more pounds.
That's fine. Honestly, that's okay.
I don't have listen, folks.
But
I don't have a problem with my weight.
If I find this picture,
I'm not body. No, don't find it. Listen. I'm not body conscious or anything like that, and I'm not like ooh da 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 da. My thing is this. I know that good health starts with healthy weight.
He was like this.
Yeah, shut up. But no, that was the cleanse, and that was stress from having Derek and everything like that. That was that.
I do know the dark times of it. But
I lost
my way of grief is comedy. So
I lost a lot of weight during that time period between before my son was murdered and having him, and like a lot of people don't understand that when you love your child, you will go out in the streets, and I did. How many times I kick in that boy's door?
How many times did I go down the bottom to sit there and squash beefs?
Yeah, and squash beefs between me and him and everything like that. But I tell everybody this, that when you have that type of unconditional love for your people, for your family, for your children, it's I don't care what people say about me. I don't care what people feel about me. I know what I did. I know that God is going to judge me according to what I have done and what I haven't done. And that's why I'm honest with people, on this podcast and on my Facebook post, because everybody going to find out the truth. Nobody likes a liar. So you might as well just go ahead and tell them. What are you going to do? Be mad at you?
It's ignorant.
It's ignorant. Oh, I'm sorry. But yo, listen. We are about to call it a night.
Yeah.
But before I go, I want to very briefly say I carried Juneteenth for Upper Darby for a lot of different reasons. I carried Juneteenth for Delco with the exception of Chester because, like I said, I pay homage to Chester and everything that I've learned, the books that I've learned, the people that I talk to about Black history here in Chester. And I'm so appreciative of a place where there are people who can teach me and I can learn. For everybody that asked me questions about what happened on the 20th in Upper Darby Township with them giving me a Trailblazer Award for Trailblazing Juneteenth. Yes, it was a setup. Yes, I did know it was a setup. I knew that if I didn't agree to accept the award, they would call me ungrateful and proud. The emails, some were AI generated. I'm not even going to get into it because I've already exposed a certain council member, Kyle McIntyre, for using AI and giving his apology and then throwing the cops under the bus of Upper Darby Township. I knew it was a trap based upon the correspondence that I had, based upon the actions of Mayor Ed Brown. The only thing that I'm upset about what happened is not so much of being kicked off of a stage after receiving a Trailblazer Award for bringing the awareness to Juneteenth. And it was the first award for that fact. And it's, because of what I did. I blazed the trail. No big deal. The biggest problem that I have is that I had a 6-year-old autistic nonverbal granddaughter who sees and hears everything. I also had a 9-year-old son whose father was murdered, who's looking for a hero. I also had my son, my junior. His brother was murdered. And then I had my daughter sitting right here, along with her daughter. No one cared about the collateral damage that was done to my family. The mayor didn't care how this damage hurt my grandson and all of the pain and trauma that he's going through with the therapy that he's going through, and expecting to see his grandfather be rewarded for work that he has done. I watched Wallow and what's the other boy, Gilly the Kid, receive awards in Philly for justice, restorative justice awards. And they were allowed to speak for as long as they wanted to speak. Both of these dudes been in prison. And I'm not hating on Gilly and Wallow for it. They changed their lives to be able to stand up there and receive those awards and speak plainly to people that otherwise, if they hadn't changed their lives, they'd probably be doing the same thing with themselves, like they say on their shows, probably be dead or something like that or whatever. But Opera Darby lost a golden opportunity to show people how forgiveness works, to show people that the mayor could have been better than me. For all of my screaming and hollering and yelling and cussing and all this stuff that I've ever done, Mayor Edward Brown could have shown that he was a better man than me. And as I walked off after being threatened by his new Millennium staff, 5 people wanting to beat me up.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Just real quick on that, because whoever Ghostface wannabe killer was that decided to come up after the fact, when everything was already said and done, my dad has the freedom of speech. He could speak freely. He was off your property. You do not own that field, and you was a rent-a-cop. The police was standing right there. Upper Darby Township police were there. They did not do nothing. And you decided, after my dad had already walked off the stage, that you wanted to come over and get all rowdy and act all belligerent, talking about what you doing. You ain't going to do all of that. Let me explain something to you. If it was all about that, it could have absolutely went that way. And I'm going to just say this because I'm sorry. I'm not speaking for him. I'm speaking for me. Okay? If it absolutely could have went that way, if that's what it was about. It wasn't about sitting there putting hands on nobody. It wasn't about trying to cause a scene. But at the end of the day, y'all sat there, got disrespectful, wanted to cause a whole scene. Y'all wanted to get him to act out of character and cause a scene. And when you realized that wasn't the reaction that you was getting and he was calling y'all out for it, you decided to come all over like you was about to do something. And you didn't, because you couldn't do something, because once you saw that the cops was right there, then you act like it was, oh, you need to walk off the premises. Nothing else was being done. I'm just saying. It was unnecessary. It was uncalled for, and it was very much about trying to show out and make a point, and it was tactless and unprofessional.
Well, with that being said, like I said, I stood there for 15 minutes. My family absorbed it for 15 minutes. And before we walked off, I had to explain to my 9-year-old grandson, Logan Blye, these are the hits that I take in order for you to stand on my back and succeed. I can take these hits. I can take black people hating me. I can take white people hating me. I can take people hating me. I don't care. I know that I'm here for the glory of God and to do God's will. I know that I'm here to help somebody, and I love doing that. So be it. But I want Upper Darby to understand something. And if you didn't learn this from this weekend, if you didn't learn it from Juneteenth, please learn this. The people that hate you, hate you. There is no compromise. They have been destroying your lives for the past 6 years. You cannot name any concessions or any givebacks or any return on investments in the past 6 years for the amount of taxes that you pay. They got caught with their pants down. They got caught with pie in the face because they did not love you enough to care about America 250 to have a celebration worthy of a town called Upper Darby Township that has always been the crown jewel of Delco, a township that I love and have given my heart, my soul, my body, and my strength for anytime it's needed. Even when I've had to dig a dumpster out of the creek or come to the aid of homeless people who don't have a place to sleep. But I'm cool with that now, Upper Darby. And I want to thank you, Upper Darby, for all the support that you've given me and for all of the residents that have loved me and even some of the opposition people. You kept my drive going. But Juneteenth now belongs to you. It don't belong to me anymore. And that award is in the trash. That will not grace the other accolades that I have. I can't bring trauma to my family by having that piece of hardware anywhere near the hard work that I've done for my family's legacy. Is very disrespectful in the way that it was given. No one sets a trap to invite you as an invited guest, only to humiliate and embarrass you in front of your family and the public. That's what the mayor of Upper Darby did. That was his intent. That was the desired effect. As we both know, he wanted that. He wanted everybody to know that he is the big black man on campus. He wanted everybody to know that I was insignificant. He wanted everybody to know that I did not mean anything, that I have no value. He wanted you to know that it doesn't mean anything that I say. He is the black man that he wants that you are to pay attention to. That nobody else matters. It's just him.
I don't got the balls to do nothing in council meetings. But sure.
Listen, I tried to assist. I've volunteered. I've wrote plans. I've achieved grants. I've done everything that I could possibly do. I came out of my own pocket. I've galvanized people together. I've galvanized groups together. I've protested with folks. You know, I've done everything that I could possibly can to align myself with the ideals of Americanism and those who need it. So, with that being said, hey, John Pierre. I gotta get my super producer back in here real quick because it's time to head on out. It's time to go. How you singing the song from what's her name? You watched it, didn't you? Why don't you sing any other time? What do you mean? See, listen, family, I'm going to tell y'all right now. I got some very talented kids, and they just don't show me nothing. I'm sick of them. I really am. No. All right. Shout out to my daughters, Doris Blye, Alicia Blye, Tamika Blye, Tanisha Blye. My daughters love me. My daughters either call me every day or stop by and see me. And I want to dedicate this show to all my daughters, because without you, I wouldn't have a reason to fight. See you on the flip side.